Welcome to our F1 2025 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix predictions reaction. I'm Sahwgunn, joined once again by the one and only Captain Ajax.
Hello. Welcome. It's time for another race that out of the 3 races we had in a row, that was a bit lackluster. Fun.
Yeah, we had a race in Saudi Arabia, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit of one, I guess. I mean, it was all decided off track, really. So
yeah, true. I would say it was better than Japan, but that's a very low bar set. And honestly, this Grand Prix specifically probably would be the second worst so far we've had in terms of extra entertainment. Not good. Just not much happened in the race. There are some strategic battles, but you cannot do much with a one-stop race. Honestly, there's people going longer, but not that interesting. Mostly had the lap 1, turn 1 incident we're gonna talk about, obviously. I guess we can get to the predictions so we can start talking about the race itself. Big surprise. Doohan beats Gasly in the race. That happened.
it kind of did. Kind of.
Yeah, Gasly. That incident was very unfortunate, but the two cars side by side in that turn, it's not very reliable, and the track is just not very designed for racing. It's just very ambitious move by Gasly. Tsunoda didn't really have anywhere to go. Maybe he should have backed off, but you're just letting a car through by that way. And Gasly, from his point of view, he almost had the overtake done. He had Tsunoda in some dead angle. He couldn't really see him. So unfortunate incident, but I would say more on Gasly. But definitely a racing incident. Yeah. I don't think anyone should be punished for it. But in the end, Gasly ruined his race, technically. Even though it was an unfortunate incident, it still was at least partially his fault. And Doohan, despite finishing last, had no pace, he still beat Gasly. So I guess he got a point.
Let's go, AJX.
Brand new race winner. No, we had a winner that already won. Well, this was a third race victory this year. Oscar Piastri, well done. Now leading the Drivers' Championship as well by a whole 10 points above Lando Norris. No points. Overperformer. George Russell, this was a average George Russell weekend. Not much to talk about Mercedes. Not much to talk about Mercedes overall. They didn't seem to have a great setup when it comes to the tires. They seem to have a lot of degradation, and around this track where everyone's doing a one stop, that's just he couldn't do much better. Antonelli was struggling as well. Probably maximized his weekend, but it wasn't overperforming the car or anything or expectations. I think the Haas itself, the team overall, had a really bad weekend. I don't know if it's if it's kind of a curse from my side. I don't think it's a repetitive, but unfortunate weekend for Haas. They didn't seem to have any pace, and I mean, not much to talk about.
Only impressed in qualifying a lot. That's what I'd say.
I guess you can say
his
that. Yeah,
performance compared to his teammate was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any footage or anything of that, but I'm pretty sure I've saw a radio from Ocon. He was asking if Ollie got through, and he was happy that he got through. Maybe given Ollie some tow or slipstream. to get at least one of the cars through. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm just making it up, making up a scenario, but it sounded like it. But overall, not a great weekend for Haas. Ollie has had better weekends in Formula One at this point. I don't think he quite deserves the overperformer.
No, definitely not.
But drivers who deserve overperformer, you could say there are a couple. I would say the most standout overperformer could be Leclerc or maybe Sainz, because those two had pretty much maximized their weekends. Leclerc getting a podium with that Ferrari, the first podium of this year, and Sainz getting top 10 in both qualifying and the race. Best of the rest helped with that DRS train strategy, double Williams points. Very interesting strategy. Unfortunate for Hajar, who's also my underperformer. Didn't quite happen. But yeah, I would give it to either Leclerc or Sainz. I don't think I even have many other names that I could say.
No, me neither. I tried to think. I tried to have a moment, but yeah, it was a very bog standard race, wasn't it? That's what we're sort of getting to. It in a lot of ways it was just sort of there.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. We want exciting races, but yeah, there wasn't really any shocks out there.
Yep.
I mean, for a tragic team, you've had a stinker. That's your big one.
All of our overperformers, underperformers, I think they're all really, really bad. Maybe apart from your Hamilton pick, but yeah. Get to that. Yeah. We can get to that straight away, right? Because we already went through overperformer. Underperformer. Lewis, when it comes to this weekend, this track specifically, he has never been good on this track. Like maybe after maybe 21, but after that, like 22 out in Q1 and 23 and 24 beaten by Russell as well. And now 25, beaten by Leclerc convincingly as well. Maybe it's kind of a bogey track for him or something like that. I didn't have any expectations of Lewis coming to this weekend. He finished pretty much where I expected him to finish, around that P4 to P8 area. The fact that Leclerc did so much better than him probably...
Well, it's just, again, his qualifying is so bad.
Yeah. This was, I think, also a combination of Lewis's struggles in qualifying combined with the track not being his best. Yeah,
he straight away, we saw all weekend, he never looked confident, did he?
Yeah, exactly.
I think
I would rather give Leclerc overperformer than Hamilton underperformer. I think it was more of a Leclerc thingy, because Ferrari remain where they are. Like, I mean, Lewis has finished around that position for a couple of races now. It's not like we're expecting him to be on the podium. Leclerc getting a podium is the odd one out here. Is a surprise, basically. Yeah. Underperformer Hajar, definitely not. He scored points thinking in qualifying. I think he got out qualified by Lawson for the first time, and came back from I don't know where he actually started, but it was way down. I don't think it was anywhere near the top 10. But he managed to stay out longer, and yeah, he tried to get over for the Williamses, but those were teaming up against him. Yeah, who would you give this to, honestly? I
don't know. probably. I'd say maybe Stroll's a shout. Obviously, that's based on the context that he has been good recently, but Alonso does seem much faster than him again. He seems to just have dropped off massively. As I say, Hamilton, I guess, is a shout, but maybe a stretch of a one. And Jack, but what are we expecting from Jack currently, I guess, is the other thing. So yeah, it's another difficult one because everyone's sort of where you'd expect them to be.
Yeah. Maybe Bortoletto.
Yeah, but like that kick Sauber definitely had one race where it was quick, but for the rest of the season, it's been pretty.
I'm not saying that.
Pretty poor.
I'm not saying the car was quick, but he can have a very good weekend overall. Yeah, I almost cried with Alonso as well down the back straight. It was interesting, but yeah, I honestly don't know who would I give this to. Maybe even Lando could be a shot, but that's difficult to judge.
Yeah,
McLaren,
exactly. I think you know what? I think Lando is a shout. I think again he's messed up his qualifying. So as a combination of the last 2 weeks, I think him being a shout is good.
Yeah,
I know this is for this race only, so you know, but yeah. I don't know. I think he is a good shout for it overall.
I'm thinking, considering that we didn't have a clear shout for the underperformer, I guess we could give this to Lewis as well. The point to Lewis, because there isn't a clear one that you could give this to. Like, yeah, straight away that driver was the worst performer of this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the point.
Yeah,
so.
Obviously. Perfect team. Mercedes, no. Haas, definitely not. Is there a team that's actually there is? Obviously, Williams got double points.
Yeah, Williams deserve it. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Okay.
Obviously, they're quick this season, but the fact Science is now on a roll as well. I'm really expecting them to. I want a race where it's a bit of chaos at the front, and Williams get like a, I don't know, P5, P6, or P4, P5, that type of area.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they are now, I think, way ahead of Haas in the constructors. With double points finish. I think Haas were ahead of them coming to this weekend, but Williams is now back to 5th in the constructors. To be fair, Albon is probably 5th himself in the constructors, but Sainz is definitely picking up the pace now. He's feeling more comfortable with the car and scoring points now.
We've seen that over the last few weeks, I think.
Yep.
And it's exciting. It is an exciting prospect, especially because, and this is maybe looking towards next season, but they have said that they are making their car better. So, like, that is actually exciting if it is the case, and they are upping. The next season they are going to be a lot quicker, and this season sort of was unexpected. Then I'm really excited for next season.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams who are hoping for a good year next year to nail the regulations, both the engine and the new aerodynamic regulations. But Williams is like one of those teams who are straight up just fully on next year already, which could be interesting. I mean, they're currently the 5th quickest team. If they can manage to hold on to a top 6 finish in the constructors coming to next year, it could be a good momentum for them. Although there's also the wind tunnel and the ATR time, but I don't know if that matters that much anymore. I guess because having like McLaren in first now, as they're still like quite ahead Red Bull were first a couple of years in a row, and they definitely went down, but it wasn't like it wasn't quick. And Aston, what they're doing with their time, they're just slipping back, even with low wind tunnel time. I don't know. Top teams stay the top teams. Bottom teams stay the bottom teams. Except seemingly Williams and maybe even Haas. Those two teams just came out of nowhere, honestly. Very quick this year. Could be an interesting battle in the midfield. Honestly, I don't think it was able to be this close. The top 4 teams themselves are fairly close. Like we saw last year, I think this time it's a more spread out. But the midfield is closer than last year, and that could be very interesting going forward. All right, perfect team. That was Williams. We can move on to the tragic team. Not Ferrari, not Williams. Those two definitely not.
Yeah, definitely not. We had a.
I would give it to Haas. If kind of figure out our team. They were significantly slower than in competition. It wasn't looking good for them. While I also had high expectations of them coming to this weekend. Both drivers very good on this track, and the cars seemed very quick in the last 2 weekends. And yeah, they just lost all the pace in Saudi for some reason. Okay, moving on to qualifying predictions. Started with P5, Kimi Antonelli. Okay, I don't remember qualifying result. That was Max, Oscar, George, Charles, and P5, someone. It was P5.
P5 was Kimi.
Was it? Was it he? He actually.
No, Kimi was 6th. Russell was 5th, wasn't it?
No, Russell was 3rd. Or was wait?
Wait, we're in quali. Sorry, we're in quali. Yeah, it was 5th. Was Kimi? Yeah.
Okay. Good point.
Shouldn't have doubted myself.
P4 Charles as well. That's another point.
Oh my god.
And P3 Russell. That's another point. Oh my god.
Holy moly!
You've already caught up, and we're just the P3 of qualifying. P2 that was Piastri and P1 Max, so no more points there.
Gosh dang it!
Very good job.
It's fine. I'm getting no points in the race. So
wasn't Sainz like up there? Also, like P6, P7.
I think Sainz was 6th. Yeah.
It wasn't
Hamilton.
It wasn't top 5 definitely. He had qualified Hamilton. No. Hamilton's had to be 7th. Then, right, we had Lando in P10, and then we had Gasly and
Gasly 9, yeah.
And who else was there actually?
Gasly was 9th, and
Tsunoda actually.
They had crash.
Yeah. Tsunoda got a P8, so it had to be Gasly, P9, and P10 Norris. So yeah, that's the order. All right, race results. P5 was George Russell. P4 Lando Norris. So there's a point for me. That's quite a random point as well. Like P4 Lando.
Yeah, but you've been predicting it recently for him not to be in top 3. You've stuck to your guns there.
Yeah, I also okay. P3 Charles, P2 Max, and P1 Oscar. So another point there for me. 5-2. This is the high scoring weekend from both of us combined so far. I think I wasn't even a sprint weekend as well. Good job, us.
We the best.
Indeed. Right. 3 red flags in the race. Actual prediction. No, right?
No, I don't think so.
We didn't have a single red flag.
There wasn't a single red flag.
Yeah, there was a safety car. One single safety car to start. Exactly 3 DNFs. Wasn't far off. There are 2. Bortoletto was close to DNFing Alonso, but tough luck for me. No extra ball prediction. I'm actually equaling your 5 points. That'd be crazy. Didn't happen. You win this weekend 5-2. Adding up the points, it's now 15-13 for me. So you've caught up a lot. It's getting much closer. And next time we should be in Miami, right? So that's a sprint weekend, and it should be 4 points towards everyone. All right. I think that's it for this one. It was a race. It wasn't like horrible, but it wasn't good either. It's like one of those that you think, yeah, that happened, and that's about it. Any final thoughts from you?
I think we should quickly,
Oh wait.
Yeah,
you're right. We didn't even talk about the main talking point. All right. Thank you for the reminder. Wanna begin or?
It was a penalty.
It was.
It was just like I've seen people talk about like telemetry and getting very neat, deep and gritty with it. But for me, it was a penalty, and that was it, right?
Yeah. So that's your POV, right?
Yeah. I don't think I can get any deeper. Like he does this. He does this a lot. And I know that people talk about like it being different to Mexico, or something, and so on. Like Lando did something similar in Mexico or something like that, but I don't know. I think Max like pushes his limits, and I don't think that it is strange to give it. Like he could have just gave it back straight away.
Yeah,
and then we would have moved on. Like that was it. But he just didn't. So yeah,
exactly that. He could have given the position back, but they decided against it, rather taking the clean air instead of taking a 5 second. It was meant to be a 10 second, but the easing factor, or basically the fact that it was a lap 1 incident made it a 5 seconds from 10 seconds that was meant to be originally, which is also I think the incidents on lap 1 should not be treated differently than
I don't understand why they talk about that.
It's such a weird thing.
It feels like an excuse to do less of their job.
Yeah. Yeah, and the job they're doing, they're not doing that well, right? In the past few years, just not good. My POV on the incident, exactly like you. It was a penalty. It was a deserved penalty.
Yeah.
Max went off track while trying to regain the position. Piastri was ahead at the apex. Max wasn't making the corner. Yeah, there's a telemetry that if Piastri wasn't there, Max could have slowed down and maybe made the corner. But the thing is, Piastri was there, and Max was trying to go around him, and there was no space there. There was just not. It's how the turn is designed, unfortunately. And you cannot compare to the incidents with Max pushing Lando off track, because here, Max wasn't making the corner. He was never making the corner. He was like, either you let me through, or I go straight and regain the lead that way. But in the case that Lando was trying to overtake Max, Lando could have easily made the corner, but Max just stopped turning instead, and Lando had to go off track.
He does this so often.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a different scenario when you're being forced off track and when you're going off track while racing. Like it's
to gain an advantage. Yeah, he really pushes it, and like it's the reason he's a champion, right? He pushes stuff like this.
Exactly.
But at the same time, he does need to be punished for doing it so much. They need to like It's like a child. You stamp out that behaviour by punishing it. If you keep letting it go, then he's just going to keep doing it. And they did let him do it for so long. It's the big issue, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, Max was tempered with his responses. Obviously, that's because of the old FIA ban system, which is a whole other issue, and I think is pretty awful. So yeah, I just think hopefully F1 improves all this.
Yeah, difficult to imagine that right now, considering who's in charge of the FIA right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not the person who should be in charge. Let's say it like that.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's a whole separate issue. We do agree with Max there that the whole thing's a bit corrupt now. Drivers should be able to complain. They're risking their lives. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of esports lately, and I love how their engine is like shh. I love the F1 esports. That's quite funny.
Yep.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah. Just little last comment on it. I think in the incident in the whole thing that Max, he lost the lead at the start. He had to go off track to regain the lead because he couldn't get it in turn one. He had, I don't want to say a bad start, but Piastri had a better one. And the fact that Piastri had a better one and Max didn't cost Max the race win on pace, because in the first stint, there's the dirty air thing. Like you could say that Piastri was held up by the dirty air, but so was Max in the second stint, and Max was actually closing up. They were very close in the end, like around 3 seconds apart from each other. And if you count the 5-second penalty, like without it, Max would finish ahead. So
yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm trying to say that Max could have won this race, but instead he didn't because of his own mistake and misjudgment.
Because his own decision making.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's the first time in a while that we've seen Max cost himself a race win. Like, it's
and look, he might have not won. Like, he at least had a chance, whereas he didn't with the decision he made.
Yeah, if he wouldn't do the go straight and for off track, basically, he wouldn't have won anyway. We can both agree on that. Piastri wouldn't get overtaken. Maybe on pure race pace in clean air, both of them. I think Piastri would probably get away from Max. Because I think that McLaren was just slightly faster, but it wasn't far away. Very, very close. And in such a close race, when you make that mistake at the start, Max cost himself a win, which is something that does happen a lot. And Piastri is looking like the favorite for the title right now. Obviously, anything can change with the upgrades and stuff, but Lando keeps making mistakes. He had made another one in qualifying, crash, finished P10, made his way up to P4. Couldn't even finish on the podium because he got held up by Sir Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari tractor. Which,
to be honest, Hamilton's defending was incredible, though.
It was so funny as well. Like, Hamilton had nothing to fight for. He just played with Lando like it was the first time Lando was racing. It was honestly very funny, and indirectly, maybe directly, however you want to say it, just Hamilton in that defense that would cost Lando, I would say, the time needed to catch and overtake Leclerc, in my opinion.
No, you're right. So maybe that's a good point.
Lewis maybe unknowingly helped Charles to the podium, basically, this race. Just kind of feel bad for giving an underperformer, but he was significantly slower. So yeah. Okay, that was I think all of it, right? He handled the crash, the terminal incident, Lando being Lando, and all of the rest. So yeah. Okay. Any last thoughts for real this time?
I'm excited for the 2-week break.
Same. We'll enjoy F1 more when it's more
exciting.
Yeah, that I would say Miami is an exciting prospect of a race, but
no,
I would when I'm trying to say that when F1 is less frequent, you get to enjoy the races more.
Oh yeah, definitely. And there are times that I can watch again, so that's also nice.
Yeah. Like we just had a triple header with only one good race among them. Yeah, we've had better triple headers in our history. Basically, yeah. We'll enjoy the break and we'll come back with more content after the little. I'm not calling it a break, like one of those bigger breaks. There's obviously the summer break and so on, but 2-week break. It's something. It will refresh us, and hopefully we will refresh the drivers as well. And I think we're expected some upgrades to Miami as well. And then after that, there's Imola and Spain. Those two tracks are expected to be the target of some upgrades as well. So we could get to this part of the season where the tide started to shift. Just like last season, we saw in Miami, McLaren suddenly became a race-winning car. Ferrari became very close as well in the middle of the season. So, yeah, we'll see. We're excited and can't wait for F1. All right. Thank you, everyone, and I'll let HX take the wheel.
Yes, thank you. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one next week. Is it next week? Anyway, for the Miami Grand Prix. Bye-bye.
Peace.